Atlanta Arts Network, Worship Leaders Community. Worship leaders need community. John Donne said, "No man's an island," and yet many of us choose to live isolated from one another. Have you ever thought no one else understands? Do you wish you had someone else who is safe to talk to? Someone who knows what it's like to be in your shoes? We're building a place where people listen and understand. Do you find that after Sunday worship you quickly move from a place of satisfaction towards self-doubt and criticism? Do you find that you bristle while receiving feedback about your work? I think we all do. Are you angry? Maybe you call it frustration. Has ministry turned into a job and worship leading turning into singing songs? The Worship Leaders Community is a place for you. The Worship Leaders Community is a place for the gospel. That's right, the gospel. It's not just a message we first believed when we became Christian. The gospel is about everything that we do. From the teaching, the prayer, the coaching, the sharing, the encouraging, creativity starts with the gospel. Let's face it, Christians can be some of the most fearful and legalistic people around. That's why the gospel brings freedom. We're broken people who need to constantly see that the gospel brings perfect freedom. I don't have to pretend to be good. I know I'm a sinner who daily fails to live up to my standards, not to mention yours. We want worship leaders who live in community. The gospel is the foundation for everything we do in the worship leaders community. The gospel makes me free enough to join a group of artists who don't care what I think. The gospel frees me to be real. You can expect to see people learning to share their concerns, their fears, their failures, as well as their hopes and dreams. The gospel gives me a heart that learns to focus on the needs of others first. Our community wants to be a place where we're better because we know one another. The gospel allows me to come to worship leaders community, especially when I'm at my most broken, my most angry, even my most self-righteous. Blessed forgetfulness of self. The gospel gives me the freedom I need. The gospel, simply stated, reminds me that I'm more sinful than I ever imagined. I'm more loved than I ever dared dream. Even worship leaders need to preach the gospel to themselves. Join us for an introductory dessert. You can find out more about Atlanta Arts Network and the Worship Leaders Community at atlantaartsnetwork.com.